Alright guys, what's going on? It's Jack and welcome back to another video, and I wanted to talk to you. This time I wanted to talk to you specifically to my viewers because I certainly feel like I owe this one to you. I pretty much owe you an apology because throughout my life, especially since I've matured, and God knows men really we don't mature really. I don't think we make it past age 12, but I can't believe I just said that out loud. But I feel like I owe you an apology, and for those of you guys that have been watching my last few videos, no, I'm not sad. Sometimes I'm tired, and sometimes it's just the way I am. But I'm not sad. At least not as sad as I used to be. I can assure you of that. So, the better part of 3 months ago, or if not about 3 months ago now, I made a video talking about. I basically made my goodbye YouTube video. And it was not a troll. It was very real. I was very ready to hang it up. And in fact, at that time, it was my last dance, so to speak. It really was my last dance. And I felt like that was it. And for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and even over a month at a time, I even kept on expressing on a regular basis how I was so happy on Twitter and how I really don't have to worry about making videos anymore. And all that shebang bang, all that stuff. But I do feel like I owe you an apology because lately I've been making videos again, but I haven't been making them exactly like I used to. And there were so many comments in that video, so many heartfelt comments. I mean, I felt like in the worst of my times, which was, believe it or not, a little over 2 months ago. And I could tell you, I don't really wish that on anybody unless they truly deserve it. But I really don't wish anybody to be in that state of mind. I can tell you that much. Yeah, I really don't wish that on anybody. But I can assure you right now, things are quite better. And the thing is, back then, I wanted to get out so bad, and the fact that I was at a mental point in my life to where things were so bad, and it's not like, it was so bad that I just had to eliminate any form of negativity, and part of that was indeed this platform. But it wasn't just that, it was also in terms of how I was using this platform and how I was consistently getting to a point where I was forcing it. And before then, I never really used to force it. It was always something that I wanted to do as opposed to something that I felt like I should do. So it got to the point to where I was like, I should do this. If I want any chance of getting any viewers or any point of growth, I should do it. Now, I wasn't wrong on that, and I'm not stepping back on that. But in terms of what's better for me as a person, it was definitely the wrong move to make. I can assure you of that. Now, some of you guys that have been doing this for like, I've been doing this for over 5 years. And some of you guys, I'm sure that there are some of you guys that have only been doing it for 2 years, and you've made it a hell of a lot farther than I have. Some of you have reached past 50,000 subscribers. Some of you guys are about to reach where I am. But at the same time, there's no denying that 5 years of experience in doing something, you learn a few things. Now, granted, there are a whole bunch of things that I still don't know, and that I should know. But that's okay though. I mean, it's always a learning process. You can never learn enough. But in terms of the way that I was using this platform, really shifted from what it was in the beginning. And in the end, it was basically making my state of mind worse than what it was. It was only adding to the stress, the sadness, the depression, the hopelessness, the lack of energy, you name it. It is a laundry list. And I can tell you, all I would do, and I was doing this even before this year, which has been a really difficult year for me specifically, and for everybody else as well, but not just about the pandemic, but about in other ways as well. And if things, and I'll tell you this much, if things really hit the fan, then I'm gonna let you guys in on it. It would be really difficult for me to do, but I will, because just like there's somebody on the other end of your screen that you're listening to right now, I very much know and understand that there are other people on the side of this screen. And I feel like I have an obligation to you guys to at least give you a part of myself, but in the right way. I don't want to continue to force myself to use this platform in the way that I used to do it. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is, first of all, I apologize to everybody that has seen that video, that goodbye video. If I caused you guys any sadness, a lot of you guys said it was a sad day, and I apologize, but I was ready to be done by then. But then after things started getting better in my life, and with some effort, of course, on my part to try to make things better. Now, granted, we're not in control of everything. We can't. There's only so much we can control in life. But for the little that I was able to do, or the little that I did have control in, I took advantage of it. And fast forward some time later, life has basically shown me that yes, it does get better, because for years and years and years at a time, life has showed me nothing else but things are going to be worse, and they do get worse, and this is how it is, and these are the cards that you've been dealt. Now, everybody's been dealt a certain hand in life, me, you, everybody else. No matter how much you may have something in common with somebody, there's always going to be differences, no matter what. So nobody has the right to judge you, just like nobody has the right to judge me, and nobody really knows what you specifically are going through unless they are going through the exact same thing themselves. And if they don't, they just simply don't know. So if anybody is going to try to tell you that they know exactly what you're going through, but they've never been through what you've been through, or not exactly in the same way that you are, they have absolutely no right to talk down to you and to treat you like you're a lesser person. So if you're going to if you're going to walk away from this video taking anything, take that right there. Don't ever let anybody, talk dog down to you when they don't see things from your perspective, or they refuse to, or they're going to pretend like they know it all. Get rid of that kind of negativity from your life, because you really don't need it. And I very much understand now why, more than ever now, from a firsthand perspective, why people avoid any sort of negative stimulus, because it could literally turn them into what I was a few months ago. But one thing, other than apologizing to you guys for making you feel a sad way, is that in terms of how is this channel going to be utilized in the future? Now, the future is always this one big question mark, and we can always have plans, but things don't always go according to plan. There's a very old saying that goes, every single time one of us humans here on this earth makes a plan, the man upstairs is laughing. You know what I mean? That's the old saying, something like that. So the thing is this, I am not going to force this. Every single video that I make from here on out is going to be done because I want to make it, and not because I feel like I should make it. Now, there are some exceptions to this rule, but it's not going to be handled in the way that it used to be, because I know better now, and in terms of myself and continuing to learn about myself. Sometimes, every once in a while, you have to use this platform, and you have to basically speak the truth sometimes, whether somebody may want to hear it or not. If it's for the better of somebody else, and if somebody's asking you like one of those real questions, you got to man up and be honest. And that's one of the hardest things you could be on this platform right now, is to be honest and to be legit. And again, I don't care how long you've been on this platform. If you've been here long enough, you know just how algorithm based it is. Basically, YouTube right now is basically like Activision. If you say anything, if you do any sort of criticism about them, even if you're right, and even if it is negative, but if you're right and you're expressing like, hey, you're wrong or something like that, guess what? You're basically casted out. So YouTube in a way is kind of similar like that. So one thing I can tell you is that I always will keep it real. That is something that is never ever going to stop. And the day that stops is the day that I should literally hit the delete channel on my the delete button on this channel, which I'm not gonna lie, a few times my mind was headed in that direction. But at the same time, I've put 5 years of my life into this channel. So at the very least, it's right there like, hey, I did this. You may not like it. I may not be the best out there. I may be far from it. My editing might suck. My thumbnails might suck. But if you go back to the very beginning of the way I was to where I am now in terms of what I do on this channel, it's an improvement. It may not be the best, but it's an improvement. But one thing I always plan to do is I always plan to keep it real. I always plan to be me. Even when my alter ego shows up, it's still a part of me. That kind of sense of humor is a part of me. It may not have worked well on this channel, but every once in a while when I get the itch to be goofy like that or to express myself that way, I'm going to do it. If it makes some of you guys chuckle and laugh, then hey, I've done my job. But one thing I will not do is I'm not going to force the videos anymore. And I would really like to expand and just talk about other things other than Call of Duty, because if you talk about Call of Duty way too much, because of the game that it has become, if you talk about that way too much, it's toxic. I mean, that's just the way it is. And you can't, for instance, you can't pretend that it's the best game in the world when the facts are that it's not. And there's a whole bunch of other things that go on that is just not good for the game, or maybe even for the consumer or anything like that. The best you can do is just ignore it and move on. But every once in a while, again, if you keep on talking about it, it's going to force you to basically like go that extra mile and bring that part out of you to where you start getting angry, you start getting frustrated. It shows in your commentaries and shows in your content. It shows sometimes even by your face. But trust me, don't let this face fool you. It's, you know, so like in my last video, I was told that I look sad. Somebody saw me in the stream earlier today and they said I look sad. I'm not sad. I'm just, trust me, I can assure you, the outside isn't always what's going on inside, and vice versa. So please bear that in mind. So I can assure you right now, as I'm making this video, as I'm recording, things are a lot better than they were a few months ago. So don't let that fool you. Now, can that change? Yes, but at the same time, because of the fact that I kind of made it to the other side, so to speak, of this, and I've been shown through life itself that, hey, life is basically showing me that, hey, it's not all bad. Because throughout my whole life, you always hear about, oh, how things get better. But trust me, I've been in situations where I've put years of my life and my dedication, my blood, sweat, and tears into something, and in the end, I got nothing but a big slap in the face and a fuck you from it. Trust me. And I'm talking about a career that I had a long time ago. So I know what that's like. And if you let it, it will eat at you for a long time. And I can assure you that's just one of the laundry lists of things that were constantly running through my head day in and day out back when I was in that bad, dark place. And like I said, I don't wish that on anybody. Now, will I divulge? Will there ever be a time where I divulge everything on here? No, at least not to everybody. There's a couple of people on here, probably 2 of you, maybe 3, that know me on a very personal level. And I am at the same time a private person, so me doing this is like a big step for me. So, but I just wanted to basically make this video to tell you that I plan to keep it real, and I am not going to be forcing it from now on. I will be making videos on a weekly basis, but it may not always be about Call of Duty. I know everybody, most of you here for the Call of Duty, and like I said, I have an obligation, and I will give you what you want, but it won't be as much as it used to be. Now, when Cold War comes out, if it's legit, then I'm going to put a little bit more of concentration on that game, but and as well as what I talk about in the commentaries. But at the same time, I think it's healthier, not just from a content standpoint, but from a personal standpoint as well, to keep the variety going. And I think there's a lot of other things that you and I as people can relate to that go beyond just Call of Duty. So basically, at this point, I just wanted to kind of tell you guys that, and to offer my sincere apologies to my viewers if I made you guys feel very sad, and for not. And at the same time, I felt like I didn't keep my word. And some of you guys, I think one person told me like, you don't owe anybody anything or something like that, or nobody's going to hold you to that. But the thing is, I've always held myself up to a certain standard, and I apologize for not meeting that standard then, but I really was ready to go at that time. But again, I'm going to use this platform a lot more differently, in a more of a meaningful way, and in the way that it was meant to be used for in the first place. So in terms of the sub count and in terms of the view count and stuff like that, and the algorithm and stuff like that, I'm basically going to do my absolute best just to ignore that, and just to kind of use this platform of a way of expressing myself, maybe providing entertainment, a few laughs, some Call of Duty, video games, and anything else that I find interesting and things like that. So, but yeah, that's it for this one, guys. I just wanted to kind of touch base with you and to speak with you on a more personal level, and so that way you guys know who Jack really is. And no, that's not my real name, but again, it's my YouTube personality. But I just wanted to give you a little bit of piece of me in this video, and in a new light, because when I made the goodbye YouTube video, it was me, but it was me in a dark place, and this is me in a much better place right now. So, but that's it. That's all I got for this one, guys. So take what you will from this video. I hope it reaches those that watched, or at least some of you that are still here that have watched that video, especially to the people that left comments in that video. If you would be so kind, if you were to leave a comment, that would mean the world to me, knowing that you're still here. But even if you're not still here, it was good to have you guys while you were here at the time. So that's it, guys. I'll see you guys on the next video. There will probably be more videos on the weekend. I don't know about weekdays, because life has pretty much taken over a little bit more than usual, and yet in a different way, but in a good way. So if there are videos, they're probably going to be more on the weekends, because that's when I have time. Tomorrow's a holiday. I might make another one. But other than that, usually my Mondays through Thursdays are pretty busy in terms of what I do. So that's all I got for this one, guys. Thank you for watching, and I apologize for this video being too long, but I felt that it was very necessary. So you guys have a wonderful night. Enjoy your holiday, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.